Hey, check it out. The transmission had to come back out because it's leaking. I guess I didn't do a good job, but it's leaking in between the case and this here plate on the bottom somewhere. I started putting gear oil in it, came back the next day and it was laying on the floor. The gear oil, that is. We'll take it all apart and then we'll put it all back together with the right gaskets. Side cover coming off. Already got the shift forks out, so there's nothing there. No shift. We have the input shaft, roller bearings down in there. We have the main shaft. This is for second and third gear. This is first gear in reverse. And down there we have a cluster gear assembly. This is for, take this off. Pull this out. Just like that. Synchro. Okay. I think I found out why the transmission was leaking oil. Because I installed the wrong gasket. This gasket here is not the correct one. Gasket should have went around that hole too. Anyway, gasket sets on order. I got a new set of gaskets. I originally put in a gasket like this when it should have been like this. I got the new roller bearings. I have a new cluster gear assembly shaft. Together. There we go. I already pulled the pin out for the cluster gear assembly, which is this guy right here. He goes down in through here to hold this assembly in there. Then a pin goes in here, which goes through that hole, and one for the reverse gear. So let's see if I can get that out without too much problems. Just like that. So anyway, cluster gear assembly. We have a thrush washer, one on each side. We have a little washer for the bearings, one on each side. I put a wooden dowel in here to hold the bearings in place. We're just going to pull it out, let it rip. Okay, those are old bearings, we're not putting them back in. There's another shaft inside here. There it is, another washer and a shaft. Another washer in here, doesn't want to. Put that in there. How about we do the side first? The wide side first. Try this, do it this way this time. Put one of these down in here. Put some rollers in here. Put a little oil in there. Round two. This is only half the battle for this shaft. The next battle comes in after we get it in, and the other gear is in there, to get the pin, get the wooden dowel out and the metal pin in without any problems. It's kind of where I messed up last time. I was in a big hurry. That's how I chose the wrong gasket. Oh, forgot the gasket. This one looks like it'll work. It worked, kinda. On some of the holes anyway. Oh, dropped it. Should be down in the socket. Nope, come on, baby. There we go. Okay. Now, put this in here. I think I'm gonna leave this off for now. Maybe I won't put it on. Might help. Now the wooden dowel. Okay. Here's my 2 rollers, 1, 2, on my dirty socket. And of course that shaft slid out. Oh, got it back in this time though. I'm going to find a socket to put on that. Okay. Let's hope that doesn't fall over. This goes down in here. Looking good so far. Okay, let's see if we can get these in there without any catastrophe. Some gear oil on it. Some gear oil and some pins. Load it up. Well, let's hope get it all together right this time. Should take less time because it never takes as long the second time around. A little dry, I think. Put a little oil in here. Never have enough oil. Do I get one extra pin? I know I can't get any more in here. I didn't count the new ones. Okay. Let's take the socket off. Let's use this to hold things down. Ah, that felt good. Okay. This one came off. Place it in there again. So far, so good. Here we go. That'll work. Okay. Then we'll put in the input shaft. Roll up some bearings later. This goes in here. Okay, where's my front cover? And then there's a bottom. This is the bottom. This is the bottom. We're going to come back later and clean this all up with the bolts and everything. for now, we're going to have to turn this thing sideways. Our input shaft down and put bearings, another roll of bearings in there, and install the other gear. Hopefully that'll work. Didn't do it like that last time. So let's just snug this down real quick. Hey, check this out. There's that wooden dowel down in there for the cluster gear assembly. Hopefully that stays out of the way. But down in here I got to put some roller bearings. This is the input shaft, and this little nub right here sits inside the roller bearings. The roller bearings look like this. Put those in, place that in with the correct gasket, and bolt it up. Let's see how it works out. Okay, let's put some roller bearings in the input shaft. I got the synchro on. How about we add a little oil to that, because we can. Oil down there. And let's put these roller bearings in the input shaft. Then I got to get the main shaft in there without these roller bearings falling out. That shouldn't be too much of a problem, I hope. Did it last time on its side, and I had this packed with assembly grease. So this time I'm using gravity gear oil. Yeah, this cluster shaft assembly has to be loose to give you room to get the main shaft in. One more. Snaps in, looking good. I got the gasket ready to go on the block that's attached to the main shaft. Okay, let me go get that and place it in. See if that works. Of the case. This is where the wrong gasket went in last time. That sucked, because that's why I'm here doing this again. Okay, hole is for that hole. So this should go down just like so. Line up with those guys. Okay. I hope I didn't lose a roller. Ah, there we go, perfect. Just had to rotate the... There's a little bit of a play there. Let's rotate this on its side before I bolt it on. Just like so. That cap shouldn't be there. And I think that should be a little further down that way. Hope that's not a roller problem. I'm going to pull it out and find out. Start over. pull it back out. Come on, baby. Here we go. Careful. Don't want to get this thing torn apart. Oh, I lost some roller bearings. That's why it didn't go down in there. I lost quite a few roller bearings. They're all down in that bottom hole. Do this one more time, then we'll take a break. Okay, one more time. This hole with that hole. This goes down in this hole. Let's go on that. So far, so good. Once again, I think I lost them. Same gap. Okay, break time. So hey, check it out. I almost have the case together. I finally got the main shaft in here, and then I had to put the counter shaft in, or put the pin through the counter shaft. That went pretty rough, but I got it. Moving along. A couple more things to do the main case, and then work on the overdrive. Got the gasket on, got some goop on it. Don't forget this part here goes by that hole, that's the bottom. On just like that, we're gonna put some favorite tool, snug it down. Next, side cover. Let's take a look real quick, make sure everything's good before we cover it up. I've already moved the second, third. That looks good and turning it nice and smooth. Yeah, we've got to put the side cover on before we put on the overdrive solenoid. So let's get that taken care of. So hey, check this out real quick. This pin here holds the shaft to keep in this reverse gear and the shaft for the cluster gear assembly. Yesterday, we had this wooden dowel running through here to hold all the little roller bearings in. And then you take this shaft here that has a hole on the end and you put it in from this side of the case and it pushes out. You push this in and it pushes this one out, just like so. And then the trick is to get this hole lined up vertically. So this pin here goes down through this hole here. It took a little bit of doing, but I got it. It should go in that easy. Anyway, that was tough, but I got it. Let's put the side cover on it. Okay, let's get the side cover on here. I got the gasket all ready to go. Gonna put a little oil down in here. Hopefully that'll help keep the shifting forks in there. They won't slide out so fast. Maybe we can put some on the shaft. This one's reversing first, goes down in here. He goes in that position. This one's 2, 3. No replacements for these. He's omnidirectional, he doesn't care. As long as he goes inside and runs on a gear. I lubricated all the oil, the gears down here. Give him a jump start. Let's see what we can do. We'll get it on, we'll get a couple bolts started. There we go, that feels like it. We'll get a couple bolts in there, snug them down. Put one here, one there. We'll see if we can get the gears to move correctly. These bolts don't require any gasket sealer, thread sealer, because they go into a blind hole. So oil can't come out of them. Okay. Oh, that one's smooth. Looks like first, reverse, first. So that must be second. That went in. Third. Okay. Success. Okay, we'll get the bolts in, center down, go from there. Did it once, do it again. Feel a little better about it this time around. Okay, let's see if we can get some overdrive parts in here. It's all cleaned out, ready to go. Hope I get this right. Like everything else, so anyway. This item goes in first. He sits right down in there, just like so. This little piece here goes in here. He slides back and forth. There's a little groove in here that actually slides around. Comes through here. And we'll slide in that to lock in the overdrive. I'm going to keep it out for now. Just like so. Now, this little cover goes here. This is the bottom. Only goes in one way, actually. That goes in there like that. Then we take the snap ring. See if we can snap it in. Snap ring right here. It's going to go there. Let's see if we can get this in without losing it in the shop somewhere. There we go. That was easy. Okay. Now, this piece goes in along with this piece here This is going to go through that hole. It's going to line up with that, but this has to go into that when I lower it all down. Ouch. Here we go. Just like that. And that goes on like that. Okay, so far so good. We've got a snap ring for this. Not a snap ring, it's more like not even a horseshoe. This goes in here somehow. We'll try this side. There to there. Here we go. There we go. That's more like it. Everything should snap in. Shouldn't have to force anything. That doesn't do that. There we go. Tight. Okay. We've got to figure out what we're going to do next. Tail shaft, roller bearings, and we're almost done. Hold on. I had luck last time putting this together. Nothing fell apart. Didn't lose any rollers. But I used this white grease. Transmission assembly grease. I think I'm missing one roller. Okay. Okay. Tail shaft cover. Tail shaft housing goes over top of this. This is for the overdrive lever. This flat spot goes out. He's going to get moved back and forth with the unit on the side. Gasket's ready to go. Let's see if we could get this on. This piece here works with that. This is the bottom, yeah, and this is the bottom, and this goes there. Okay. Up, down. Okay, so far so good. Now we've got to get this. Just like that. It goes there. It goes there. Oh, yeah, that's right. It goes into there. Okay. So far, so good. Got the overdrive assembly in, except for the solenoid and the governor, which those go in pretty easy. I should have checked this. Feels perfect. Okay, got to put a pin in here to keep it from sliding out. Let's hope we have a 5/8. Almost, if you can tell, if it's tapered. Skinnier here and fatter there. Goes in from the bottom. No, goes in from the top. That's more like it. A little tap tap. Good to go. Now that won't come out. That feels good. Everything. Let's put in this Overdrive solenoid. It goes in that little pin, little flat bar that was in there. There's a seal in there already. Put it in and it catches. I can't pull it out. On a bar inside, which goes in and out for the overdrive. Once the governor says, yeah, move it. Don't want to do this now. I don't want that bar to slide. I know where it's at. There we go. Just about ready. I sure hope it don't leak, cause that'll suck. Okay, moving along. Okay, check it out. The transmission's all assembled. So next step is I'm going to take it off the stand, set it upright, and fill it up with some gear oil. And cross my fingers it don't leak. Okay, check it out. We filled up the transmission with some gear oil today. And everything's looking nice and dry underneath it for now. Let's just hope it stays that way. I'm gonna get it off the table and onto my jack, and I'm gonna install it.